Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Latoya. Welcome to a Manifest That Shit podcast. We are going to be talking, of course, about manifestations, but also about how you can make your life your business. We're going to be digging deep and talking about passion, purpose, and profit. So stay tuned for this upcoming episode. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Latoya. Super excited. We are at episode 5, and I am thrilled to have you guys here. So we're going to be talking about self-worth. I actually went into a great video on my personal page and decided to bring some wealth of knowledge to you and talking about self-worth as well as charging your worth. I think that it's extremely important when it comes to manifesting your desires, your needs, your wants, and the things that are deeply rooted within you. You really got to take a look at what's on the table here. When it comes to your life as far as love, career, relationships, and taking the next steps in creating your goals, I think that you, as well as me, have to look at where you're exactly at, right, in your life and what your goals truly mean, how they pertain to your future. So it could be your short-term goals or your long-term goals, right? I think that when looking back in my 20s, I was extremely ambitious, driven. My boss babe mentality was out of this world. And so looking back, I achieved a lot of great things. You know, I had a great education. I had the cars that I wanted. I had a house that I wanted. I had the relationships that were good for the moment. I was, living on my own. It could have been a high point. It could have been a low point. But at the end of the day, what I was desiring for that moment, or what was a prime example for me at that moment, is truly what came to fruition. And so really, now that I'm 35 and I'm looking at the next 5 years and my goals and what I want to create, you really got to kind of take a step back and say, what did I learn from the last 10 years? What did I learn from the last 5 years? How can I step in my greatness and really getting what my heart desires? When it comes to self-worth, we as men and women do not give ourselves credit for charging our worth, for standing in our power, as well as being able to ignite this fire that is this fire that's naturally been our birthright, that's been within us. I think that we allow society to define our every steps. And if you are someone who's been in the box, so to speak, of college, and then college you went and got you followed the career path of becoming a lawyer, doctor, firefighter, policeman, went to the military, or you went into corporate, world. College was like a great sense of finding your freedom and finding yourself and discovering your boundaries and what worked for you and didn't. And then all of a sudden you go right into this box of what you think you have to appeal to your parents or family, or even the pressure that you so put on yourself. And then you have things around you in your environments, friends, family, co-workers, associates that you may meet that kind of can deteriorate you and your passions. And what I mean by that is, we all know at the end of the day, in order to have a healthy life, that we have to have the right environment. We got to be eating right. We got to be to the place and the point where we're mentally in the right headspace. And we got to have those around us who are willing to speak greatness into us, right? Because that's what fuels us. And so having a positive mindset, having physical health as well. These are all things that we have to figure out, determines us, being able to educate yourself, to train and to continue to stay motivated. That's why when we go to conferences, we go to seminars and workshops, we are seeking what we truly desire, which is a connection, is an intimacy within ourselves, as well as within connecting with others who are on the same wavelength. We sometimes get stuck, again, in these different boxes. And I remember, for example, my ex had said to me, you need to put a few different things, a few boxes in your career and love, and like you're only taking your time to just focus, like you refuse to focus on what's really important, and therefore you take your attention off of that and you put your attention on something else. And so it was really difficult for me to hear that, and he was absolutely right. And I was super young at the time that this individual had spoke this wisdom into me, but he was right. It's like, yeah, we create these many different boxes, so to speak, of what we are allowed to be taught, how we're allowed to love, how we're allowed to live. And we don't redefine things along the way until later, if at all. And we get stuck in these behavioral patterns that lock us in. And we don't even realize that we have the power and the key to unlock ourselves for a very, very long time. And even once you are free, right, from putting yourself down, the negative self-talk, constantly, you are literally like, it's embedded so deep and so strong that you don't even realize once you're out of it when you can naturally revert back to it, right? Because it's played so heavily in your subconscious mind. So it's something for you to really think about on different levels. So when it comes to self-worth, creating the desire or giving birth to a new project or your life or an idea, I think that it's extremely important to realize that you got to take a time out to see, is what you're going into, are you setting yourself up for success? Are you, as an entrepreneur, or if you're in the corporate arena, 9 to 5, are you able to market yourself? Are you able to stand firm in what you believe is right and knowing what you have to bring to the table in confidence and skills and talents and gifts? And are you able to really serve at a level that you are worth? Okay, hope you heard me there. Are you able to serve at a level that you're worth? That is extremely key knowledge here, people. You got to really be able to, in Kemetic teachings, they as above, so below, right? You got to be able to bring your energy up to a point that also meets where you're at, right? So for example, sometimes we can get stuck in a rut, right? And we've heard this before. And where they say, where life brings you lemons, you make lemonade. Absolutely. But you have to be willing to make good lemonade and know where the ingredients are and how to configure everything to make some bomb-ass lemonade, right? Because anybody can take lemons and make some lemonade and it just be sour as hell. But we're not trying to go there. We're not trying to have sour lemonade because we're back. We would be matching where we were emotionally, sour. So hear me when I say you have to be able to be at a place and a point where you can bring that bar back up and add that sweetness, that gentleness, that forgiveness. You have to be able to speak truth, power, and wisdom back into yourself to get yourself to that sweet lemonade, right? You want to throw in some vodka? Throw in some vodka. You want to throw it and make it some tequila shots? You want to make a lemon drop? Make it the best and make it good is what I'm saying. You cannot make anything good and good vibes if your energy is stank, okay? I'm just going to say it. If your energy is stank as hell and you're like, fuck this bitch, whatever, good vibes only over here, does that sound like you're really trying to level up in life? No, it sounds like you're bitter as fuck and you need to move on and you need some healing, some forgiveness, and you need to say, you know what? Yeah, this person did this, but this doesn't define me, right? And so if you were to say, you know what, that's unfortunate that that person chose to act this way, be this way, or do this, but it does not reflect me. It disappoints me, but it doesn't reflect me. Now, good vibes only, right? There's two different ways of looking at your self-worth, determining, holding yourself accountable in your own feelings and emotions, and getting yourself to a place where self-worth is charged at a premium price. And then I like to talk about this because people do not realize that where you are in your environment, you know, who's around you, what's going on, if you need a cleansing, healing, detoxing, you know, of your energy, all of this has to do with the money that you make. All of this has to do with where you're just standing. Right? You've leveled out and you don't want to grow. That's cool. That's fine with you. But I'm pretty damn sure that people who are having goals, that are looking to level up and move up in their life and in their career, nobody's trying to be at no standstill. Everybody wants to level up in some way. I don't care if it's for $1 more, $10 more, or 1,000, or, you know, like 6 figures, 5 figures, or 8 figures, right? So we all are trying to get somewhere in life. Let's acknowledge that. With that comes you reviewing and really being mindful about the steps that you're taking, because every step affects the next. And I think this is something that is also extremely important. Let's get into it. You are, first of all, the source, right? If you're the co-creator of the creator, everything that you do, hear me on this, it affects everything around you. Every decision, every turn, literally affects everything that you do. And it's really unfortunate and it's sad because I believe this is what makes partnerships extremely weak. This is what makes businesses extremely weak. Is when you are having that moment where you, let's just say, make a left turn. And you take the left turn and that left turn wasn't right. You can either say, why me? Or you can say, why is this happening for me, right? Like, what is it for me to learn, right? It's as easy as I stubbed my toe the other day, and instead of getting, pissed off and hurt, I really took a step back, as we learn kind of in Reiki energy healing. We learn to take a step back and just say, okay, there's a message in this. Maybe it's time that I slow down. Maybe I need to be a little more careful next time about where I step, right? Or where I put myself in a position that affects the next thing. Because if I stub my toe and I have an attitude and then I have to go care for my son and I still got an attitude, well, that energy affects him. right? So forth and so on. Or if I have to go care for my grandmother, or, I'm going into a meeting in 2 hours and I got to go meet somebody, but I'm still pissed off because I stubbed my toe 2 hours ago, but I still got an attitude and I'm still bitter about it. Like, come on. Right? Or let's talk about the realistic situation. Somebody's not holding up their end of the bargain and they're not doing what the fuck they need to do for themselves. So therefore you can't then in return do what you're supposed to do. So then you can either sit there and go, woe is me, I can't believe this, while the other person is off doing their damn thing and you're just sitting there twiddling your fingers and wondering, well, what happened? Well, let's get past that, right? Let's solve the issue. This is how we're going to solve the problem. 1, you take accountability for your actions. 2, you forgive yourself. 3, you say, you know what? This is not happening to me. It's happening for me. Where is it that I need to take a step back? Right? And you're able to sit there and say, I am going to make a better choice. I'm going to make a better decision. I'm going to be a little bit more mindful next time. Because that's all that we could do. If we took the steps to be able to love, forgive, have compassion and kindness towards ourselves as well as those in our environment, but yet still taking action, fierce, bold action, then we can actually get a lot of things accomplished and done. Because guess what? There are going to be moments where, again, the partnership piece, where you cannot depend on somebody else because you got to get shit done. You got to keep things moving. And you, as in acting, have to learn how to just kind of go with the flow. Right? That's extremely important. And you got to make things happen. The best example I can give is me and my business partner, Marlene. We had business cards, something went wrong. We had an event that we were going to, and, it was like, oh my gosh, like pure freaking chaos, last minute. And I was just like, you know what? You got to make a boss bitch move. Go ahead, contact them, let them know that they are basically horrible and they need to be on their stuff so we could be on ours, right? Because their business affects our business. Right? In return. And it was like, okay, we got to quickly think on our feet. We don't have time to be pissed the fuck off. Like, okay, great. Let's call Staples. Let's get some business cards ready and made. And then we can be boom, 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 prepared, right? And on the same page. And so it was like, do I get upset, come up with 15 million different things in my head as far as what happened, what went wrong? It's like, no, call them. Let them know what went wrong, what happened, get your money back. Like if they're all about customer service, then they'll compensate. They'll do what they need to do on their end as a business. And so we could do our thing on our end as a business. So everything that we do affects the next. But it also affects how we feel about ourselves, and what we feel is like what we owe ourselves, what we owe to ourselves and what we owe to the world. So, like I said, I've shared the story millions of times and I'm going to share it again, you guys, because I want you to understand that whether you are in business or whether you are in the corporate world, you have to be able to charge your worth. You can't discount yourself all the time. And if you are discounting, it better be a damn good discount, and you have to be able to give back to yourself. At the end of the day, it's extremely important to know that in order to create something beautiful within yourself, within your product, your service, your business, giving back, serving at your best, you have to know that it starts with something small that creates something great. And that great piece is what you should be charging your worth. Charging it up, whether it is literally spoiling yourself, treating yourself to something that you've just always wanted and you've desired, right? Because that's extremely important, even energetically. Like you don't even have to go pay for something, because when it comes to manifesting, you put that energy and that intention out there and watch the universe answer you like that. You desire some ice cream, you desire some coffee or whatever, like you're sitting in a Starbucks line about to pay, and then the person actually says, hey, the person before you, they went ahead and paid for your coffee. You got a free coffee, or I showed up at Starbucks the other week and I asked for a specific drink and I ended up getting another. So they gave me both. They were like, what the hell? You want this? I'm like, sure, great. I'm like, it's still basically the same drink. It's just coconut milk missing out of it. So therefore, I ended up manifesting 2 drinks, and who could beat a free drink, right? Buy one, get one. So everything from that point allowed me to be allowed me to open up more. It allowed me to say, you know what, great things are happening, can happen. Things that we can even see is going on are happening for you. And that's what happens when you charge it up, right? When you charge your worth, is you're putting out that compassion, that love, that kindness, the unconditionals, right? Because you don't want to love with condition. You don't want to work with condition, and you do not want to teach or live with conditions, right? Technically, because conditions keep us boxed in. So meditate, marinate, and embody the fact that you are luminous. You are everything that the Creator wanted you to be. You are enough. And that right there, my friends, is extremely powerful, that you are enough. You are enough. That's what we're all here for. So charge it up. Charge your energy up. Meditate. Shut down. Because when you shut down, you rejuvenate, right? And then you can be the burst of fire and love and energy that comes into this world, and that sparks the next spark. So I will see you on the next episode. We're going to be having some amazing special guests coming to you guys in this beautiful month of May and June. So stay tuned, and as always, create purpose, passion, and profit. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's episode of the Manifest That Shit podcast. If you are interested in getting your side hustle into a true business and stop treating your business like a hobby, then sign up for the How to Work Like a Boss and Make 10K. It is a free guide just for you that I created. And in this, it really gives you the exact steps that I took in order to create that passionate, purposeful, and profitable business. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. And last but not least, leave a review. Give me those stars and leave your comment. Let me know what topics you would like to hear next time. And definitely, if you're interested in booking a free business strategy session with me, go ahead and also click the link below. I'll see you in the next episode. Make sure that you make your life your business. Bye, Boss Babes.